What if I told you that the label biodegradable doesn't actually have any legal definition? So companies can place the label biodegradable on things that don't actually break down and things that are made out of plastic. So when they break down into a bunch of microplastics. Does that sound biodegradable? Hi, I'm Veronica, and I hope for my presentation that you can learn how we might be persuaded into thinking something is more eco-friendly than it actually is through this tactic called greenwashing. So what exactly is greenwashing? Greenwashing is a play on the term whitewashing, which means to gloss over unfavorable data. So greenwashing is glossing over unfavorable data and making the consumer think that their products are more eco-friendly than they actually are. One example of this is the brand Love Beauty and Planet, who is owned by their parent company Unilever. Unilever is one of the main contributors to ocean plastic pollution, and Unilever advertises their products as being made by 100% like ocean recycled plastic, but the parent company Unilever isn't making any other steps to crack down on their ocean plastic problem. So I'm going to be analyzing the subject of greenwashing in regards to persuasive language, specifically ultimate terms, and credibility, specifically goodwill. Ultimate terms happen when a large audience shares the same connotations for a word. In reference to Dr. O'Byrne's Chapter 7 PowerPoint, green is a charismatic term. A charismatic term is a kind of ultimate term which does not have to do with something measurable. The definition of a charismatic term, like green, isn't measurable. Large audiences are able to be persuaded by charismatic terms because they evoke an emotional response from us. We feel like these products are the ethical choice, where they're not giving us any explanation as to how they are green. How are we able to be persuaded like this? How are we giving credibility to brands that aren't being transparent with us? Brands that aren't giving us the facts and aren't earning our trust? One of the primary sources of credibility is goodwill. So if we believe that a corporation actually cares about their footprint, then we're going to believe the term green that they place on their products. And unfortunately, the case is that these companies aren't being completely truthful all the time. I'd like to briefly touch on the impact of the issue of greenwashing before we get into the discussion questions. A large number of companies using greenwashing tactics makes it difficult to find genuinely eco-friendly companies, and it also takes away from the success of genuinely eco-friendly companies. If you are someone who is interested in making ethical choices, I would recommend looking into the company's transparency of their practices. I would also recommend buying from smaller eco-friendly companies rather than big conglomerates such as Love Beauty and Planet and H&M. Simply by increasing our cognitive elaboration, we can overcome greenwashing. Okay, now getting into the discussion questions, you can go ahead and choose 2. Do you think that a legal definition for advertising terms such as green and biodegradable would decrease the amount of brands using those labels? Do you think that a legal definition for the term green would decrease the emotional response to it, making it less charismatic and then less persuasive? And then the third question that you have to choose from is, have you as a customer bought something that you thought was more ethical and more eco-friendly than it actually was, and then learned more about that brand and that product at a later date, and then been disappointed? So I'm looking forward to hearing your discussion, responses to this, and then holding a discussion about it with you. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.